So, good afternoon. All right. So, good afternoon. Welcome to our monthly Community Coalition meeting. My name is Tracy Parsons. I facilitate these great meetings that we have each month. So, first timers, I know I saw a couple. All right, let's give them their welcome, round of applause. All right, so thank you everyone for the introductions. Welcome again to the first timers. Let's give them another round of applause. Give yourself a round of applause. Come on, give yourself a round of applause. We gotta get some energy in here, right? So our August meetings are always kind of interesting because it's kind of the renew, right? We've gone through the summer, we've had kind of a tough summer, really challenging things, but now the year starts all over again, right? We kind of coincide with the school year, so it's first kind of days of school yesterday and today. I had the privilege of being at Urbana School's kickoff event this morning. Fantastic, great energy, getting the year started. I know we've been doing a lot of clap-ins in the Champaign schools, so really just trying to create that energy and response and getting us think about positivity, right? So I want to, our September meeting is going to be a little bit different, so a really special meeting. So we're going to focus the whole meeting on our juvenile justice issues, right? So we're going to be talking about solutions. We're going to figure out what we have going, and then where do we have opportunities to tighten up. So out of the 4 young people killed this summer, all of them were not in school. So there's some commonalities happening that we have to really figure out. And one of the things I know that's very obvious for us is that we don't have enough for out-of-school youth. So most of our initiatives are engaging in schools with kids who are in school. What do we do with the ones who are not? So I really want us to talk about this as a community from a solutions-based approach. And then, so let me say, as you guys can see, we've got a very full agenda today. So I need you to stay tight on your updates and your presentations. If I stand up on you, that means it's time to wrap it up, okay? So starting us off today, we're gonna start off with our chiefs. Come on up, team. Law enforcement is an integral part of every meeting for us. We have unbelievable leadership and law enforcement taking place and happening in our community. And so it's always a privilege to have them here and share their world with us each month.
All right. Can you hear me? Okay, I guess you can. So in December of 2016, I became the police chief in Norfolk, Virginia. And the headline, it's kind of small, but the headline says, gangs, guns, rap videos help make 2016 Norfolk's deadliest year in a decade. So the young men depicted in that photograph, there's 4 of them. You see 4 hands holding firearms. About a month after the photograph, each of them were dead due to firearms. So I was challenged as a new police chief, what are you going to do different that the others hadn't done? Now, I've always known what one could do, but it's somewhat controversial for police chiefs and sheriffs. You'll see what I mean as I get into this. So historically, in law enforcement, if Tracy commits a homicide and we recover the weapon, we arrest Tracy and we voucher the weapon. We never investigate the weapon. If you don't investigate the weapon, you're just tasting the tail. So in 2017, I made a decision to start tracing the weapons recovered in gun crimes. Now, the data you're about to see is a collective data from 2017 to 2020. So in 2020, gun sales skyrocketed. There was an estimation of 22.8 million guns sold. This is record-breaking. Some folks, it was factors of COVID and social unrest. In 2020, gun sales soared exceedingly the previous year by nearly 64%. In 2021 and 2020, as you all know, there was a significant rise in shootings here in Champaign County, like most cities across the nation. You see the connection. High sales of guns, shootings go up. As I stand here today, gun sales are starting to go up. Shootings will go up. Next. So what you are looking at is the Giffords Law Center. Gabby Gifford was a U.S. representative. She was shot in the head during a press conference in Arizona. And as a result, she came up with the gun law scorecard. It analyzes every gun law in every state, including new laws. Policies are assigned point values based on their effectiveness. Points are tallied to determine the grades and rankings, and grades are compared to CDC gun data depth. So here in Illinois, and these rankings are based on 2020. Gun sales in Illinois, we rank 16. Our gun laws are A-. Wisconsin ranked 17 with respect to gun sales. Gun laws are C. Indiana ranked number 11 in terms of gun sales. Gun laws ranked a D-. Kentucky ranked 21 in the state in terms, the country in terms of selling weapons. They're graded out at an F. Missouri ranked number 9 in the nation in terms of gun sales. Their state laws rated an F. All these states touch Illinois. You'll see where I'm going in a minute. Virginia ranked number 5. Gun laws are B+. Next. So this map is a map of the city of Norfolk. Each green dot represents an illegal gun. We started the process, like I said, of tracking the guns. Therefore, we know by clusters of where the activity is as it relates to crime data. So the following slides that I'm going to present to you is maybe 5 slides of 28 that we've created. In the interest of time, I condensed it. I don't want Tracy standing up on me. Next. So in 2020, we recovered 850 guns by E-Trace, and only 51 guns were reported stolen. In law enforcement, we call that a clue. You'll understand what I'm talking about. So over the course of our process of E-tracing and collecting guns, we recovered somewhere about 5,000 guns. And out of 5,000 guns, only 4% was reported lost or stolen. That's about 200 guns. Luke. Next. The data indicated that 850 guns recovered, 628 originated from the state of Virginia. So it's important to recognize not just how the gun was used in the crime, but where it started. And it started with firearm dealers in the state of Virginia by the tune of 628 guns. So this will always point you to the who. So speaking of the who, you see those large columns to your left, or your right, my left. Number one, the tallest was Bob Gun Shops. Most of the guns we recovered was a gun shop right down the street from my headquarters. Problem with that is Bob Gun Shop has been in business 30, 40, 50 years, give or take. There's a little politics that goes with that when you start telling the ATF to go inside the Bob Gun Shop and start surveying what they're doing. It became problematic, part of the reason why I'm here. Now, the other column, didn't reside in Norfolk. It was a neighboring city. And I was able to send the ATF in that particular shop, and we closed it down. They were doing straw purchasing. Bob Gun Shop was doing straw purchasing as well, and we made several arrests, but they are a big machinery. When you start talking about tracing guns, illegal guns, it's very political. You got to be brave. If you're going to take it on, you got to know they're coming at you. Next. So this slide simply states that our guns were purchased in Virginia by the tune of 628 guns. So we didn't have an issue with guns being purchased by neighboring states. Most of our guns were in state. Next. This highlights the end user. That's easy. Law enforcement, we're good at arresting the end user. That means the person you find in possession of the weapon. Black males by the tune of 81%. And the others are black juveniles. See, that's the problem. We're not focusing on the beginning. Next. So, what we see here, out of 850 guns recovered, only 170 guns were in the possession of the person that originally bought the weapon. That's another clue. Generally, it's straw purchasing. I hate to pick on Tracy again, but Tracy, a convicted felon. Larry isn't. Tracy wants a gun. Tracy gives me $2,000 or $3,000 over the price of the gun. Larry, go purchase the gun and give to Tracy. That's how that works. So, the next slide, please. So, out of 641 guns taken off a person, 256 individuals were convicted felons. Obviously, they shouldn't be in possession of weapons. And 106 recovered from individuals with violent misdemeanor charges. People tend to ignore violent misdemeanor charges, thinking that these folks won't hurt you. They will. The data supports that. Next. So at some point, I posted all my data on social media like I do here in Champaign County. The moment I posted all that data that I just explained to you all, I had politicians knocking on my door, right? What gun laws can we pass to help make things better? So what they passed was, one, background check for all firearm transfers. In Virginia, at one point, if I didn't like my gun, I could just give it to Tracy. No paperwork, just a handshake, goodbye. The other was, if your gun is lost or stolen, you have to report it within 24 hours. We were recovering all those green dots, and we would go to Tracy's door. I hate to keep picking on you. And I would knock on the door and say, Tracy, you know your gun was used in a homicide? And because there was no law that said he had to report it lost or stolen, he would just give me the, I don't know, and nothing I can do about it. But now that there's a law, it changes behavior. Because he knows when I knock on that door, there's repercussions. And now they tend to keep up with their weapons. And lastly, in Virginia, at one point, you can purchase as many guns as you want, as many as you can afford every day. The law was changed that you can only purchase one gun a month, and that helped start to reduce some of the gun violence. Next. Well, look at here. Just a couple weeks ago, the governor is enacting the very same things I was just talking about. That is starting to kick off here in the state of Illinois. And I'll just say it, when I first arrived 2 years ago, I sent him my plan. I'm not saying he's copying it, but I am saying I sent his staff my plan. And it reads just like the Norfolk model. I don't care. I do care that we do something about tracing these guns, because until we do, we're going to always talk about What are the solutions? We can't change behavior through preaching and pounding desks and tables. We change solutions or behavior through policies. Questions? All right, next.
Wasn't ready for you to be done quite that quickly. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dustin Harmon, Champaign County Sheriff. Not very many updates today. I just wanted to say most of you probably heard about the deputy that was involved in an accident last week. She is out of the hospital. She's doing well. She has some injuries that may cause her to be out for a while, but it's a lot different than what we expected when we got that call that morning. And so if you're wondering about her, we're very fortunate that nobody was injured in that. Nobody was seriously and long-term injured in that motor vehicle accident. So I've had a lot of questions about that and a lot of people showing their support. So thank you very much. Last week we had coffee with a cop in Muhammad. It was very successful. It was great to see a lot of people coming out. School's back in session, and by schools I mean K-12. They're all starting this week, it seems, and so deputies are going to be out watching school speed limits and different things like that, which I'm sure Champaign or Urbana are going to be doing the exact same thing. So it's time to start getting back in that habit of these little kids may run right out in front of you and not even look both ways, right? And so please, we're trying to spread the word to just slow it down a little bit. Along the same lines, no children involved, but our fatalities are up. You might have seen RPC kind of stressing that. We have had fatalities up in the county. No real consistencies except for one, and that one is not wearing a seatbelt. And so we see that speed is a factor. We see a whole bunch of things are a factor, but there's no one location or anything like that so far this year when we look at those. But the majority of the fatalities that we saw, the individual was not wearing a seatbelt. So if you ever wonder why we focus on things that may be considered minor like that, that's why. And lastly, we have had 5 shooting incidents so far this year, only one involving an injury. That was, I believe, Chief Deputy Barrett was here for me last month, but that involved a 16-year-old in Savoy. 2 kids were playing around with a gun, and one ended up shooting the other one. We did make an arrest in that case. And so when you hear people talking about juveniles and youth, that is a county thing too. It's not just a Champaign-Urbana thing. And so we're all in this together, working on trying to mitigate this crime. Last time this year, we were at 6 shootings, and I believe we had at least 1 homicide, if not 2, at the county involving gun crime. And so we're doing well compared to how we were last year. Thank you.
Well, the sheriff told everybody about the little kids that weren't looking both ways when they crossed the street. We will have a brand new bunch of young adults coming in to the campus area that have similar condition. So on campus, we are preparing for move-in. So traffic is going to be heavy, particularly on Kirby Avenue, 4th Street, and in Urbana, Lincoln, Goodwin, Green Street, Pennsylvania, and Florida Avenue. We will have some traffic adjustments around Florida and a lot of signage out there to help kind of our regular through traffic get through, along with all the move-ins, along with all the moms and dads that are in very seriously dropping off their precious cargo to us for the rest of the school year. So we do ask when you are on campus, if you do find yourself driving down there, be patient. There's probably going to be a lot of people lost, and we'll be doing our best to get them where they need to be. We've got 9,000 new freshmen coming in, and that's just staying in university and private certified housing, and another 2,000 upperclassmen also coming in to stay. And this is just with university housing, not with private residence or private apartments. Early arrival date's going to be August 17th to 19th. The new residents, which are going to be our really heavy days, the 20th and the 21st, and then returning residents coming on the 22nd. The other traffic-related news that I've got is we are preparing for the now number 12 in the nation, University of Illinois Fighting Illini football team, to kick off their season on the 29th against Western Illinois. Kickoff is going to be a late game. We've got a couple of those, which is also going to impact traffic. We're going to be closing Kirby Avenue usually about noon on most of those late games. So if you normally travel that way to get home and we happen to have a home football game, you probably already know that you need to take a better route. So we're going to be working traffic very heavily, and I'm kind of short on updates this month, but next month I'll probably have a lot more. Thanks.
All right. Again, I'm Greg Manzan. I'm the Deputy Chief of Operations for the Champaign Police Department, filling in today for Chief Tyler, who, if any of you have met, is very apologetic for not being here. He would love to be in the building interacting with all of you, but he's away he's away at training this week. So don't have too many updates for you. I did want to promote one of our events here. The Champaign Police, along with all of these fine agencies, are currently advertising for our upcoming joint community police academy, which starts on Wednesday, September 10th. This is a 9-week academy, completely free. Great opportunity to learn about your local law enforcement. It's hosted jointly by the Champaign, Urbana, Rantoul, Mahomet, University of Illinois, Parkland Police Departments, along with the Champaign County Sheriff's Office, Illinois State Police, and the Police Training Institute. Academy attendees will get demonstrations from specialized units such as K-9 Unit, Bomb Squad, SWAT Team, training from subject matter experts on community policing, crime scene investigation, which is always one of the most popular things, and police tactics. It's a great opportunity to understand the tools, the tactics, everything that's needed to keep our community safe. There's even a night where the state's attorney's office and the public defender's office will share details about the judicial process from their lenses. So each agency is advertising signups now, and we would love anybody in the room, anybody that's passionate about understanding the criminal justice system, to come join us. The academy is limited to residents 18 and older, so you have to be of age there. But if you're interested, even if you're not from Champaign, please see Joe Lamberson over there in the blue. After the meeting, he'll get you connected with the right agency to sponsor your attendance. We've already talked about the back to school. Obviously, you're going to see plenty of additional enforcement there. Again, just remind all of your drivers in your households, everybody just slow down. We want to make sure that we're keeping all of our children safe as people return back to school. The only other update I have for you, we're seeing kind of a spike. We're still seeing some thefts of Kia and Hyundai vehicles. This has been an ongoing thing, and for those unfamiliar, there are viral videos that are teaching folks how to steal Kias and Hyundais. This only affects specific model years for Kias. Kias between 2011 and 2021, and Hyundais between 2013 and 2021. And these thefts are not limited to any one area of town. This is nationwide. We did just want to promote that the Champaign Police Department has reached out to our local dealerships. They can do software patches that will help that stops the vehicle from being started without a key. Additionally, the Champaign Police Department is offering free steering wheel locks for Kia and Hyundai drivers. So if you have a Kia or a Hyundai, or know somebody who would like a steering wheel lock, these are the old club things that you can put on the steering wheel. Will prevent the car from being driven. So that is all I have. Tracy, you have to get up.
All right. All right. So we're going to bring Rose and Jim up to talk about this special month that we are in.
Good afternoon, everybody. In case you missed it earlier, my name is Rose. I work at Gift of Hope Organ and Tissue Donor Network. We are the organ procurement organization that services Champaign County, as well as the upper 3/4 of Illinois and Northwest Indiana. Our organization honors the wishes of registered organ donors in the in our service area. We serve over 12 million individuals in our service area, and we coordinate the organ and tissue donation process. from beginning all the way until transplant. We also support families, loved ones of the donor throughout the process, and educate the community about what we do. So August is National Minority Donor Awareness Month. Throughout the month, we honor the life-saving gifts of minority donors and build a culture that encourages organ and tissue donation conversations and awareness. So my call to action is that everyone here registers as an organ donor. Please find out the facts, educate yourself. There are flyers in that back table over there, as well as pens that are free. You can just grab them. And I will let recipient Jim tell everyone his story.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, good afternoon. Again, my name is Jim McFarland. Everybody say hi, Jim. Hi, right back at you. My friends call me Jimmy Mac. I wish you would too. They trot me out every couple of months for these kind of events. This is National Organ Donation Month, and I'm a National Minority Organ Donor. No, donee, donut. No, donee. Yeah, I have a kidney that wasn't mine when I was born. So, my second birthday was 2011. So it's been 14 years. I'm 72 now, and I wonder think about the 14 years that have passed in your life, what you accomplished, what you saw, what you wanted to do. If those years weren't given to you, I've been blessed to have that life experience. And I didn't know there'd be so many people here, so many important people. Look at all you. Wow, you should come up here. It's great view. But what I want to tell you is, right in the state of Illinois right now, there are 4,000 people who need an organ desperately. Multiply that across the United States, there's 100,000 or more. And like Tom Petty once saying, the waiting is the hardest part. That's part of it. The hard part is also the dialysis. If you've heard about dialysis, it's not pretty. It's life debilitating. You can't work, can't do a lot of things you want to do. I was very blessed in my case. I was on dialysis for about 2 years. Many people are on it much longer than that. In St. Louis, a 6-year-old girl died on the playground one day. She had a brain aneurysm during recess and just keeled over. And her parents, in their great wisdom and great compassion, wondered what her life could do to help other lives. And as it turned out, her kidney was a perfect match for me. So when I got to St. Louis for the transplant, the nurses broke every HIPAA law in the book. They were so excited. It was in the news for days. Do you know whose kidney you're getting? No, I just got here. No, look, 6-year-old girl is giving you her kidney. And because it was so fresh and so new and so perfect, it's been a great match for me. I'm still in great shape. All the numbers are good. But we as minority people, Blacks, Asians, Hispanics, we have a bigger need for organs than any other group in America. But we need them. We don't want to give them up. I don't know what that balance is, but that's got to change. And what I'm suggesting that you do is when you renew or get your license, you let them know you want to be an organ donor. Put that little red State of Illinois plaque right on your license so they know, everybody knows you want to be an organ donor. Let your people know. Let your families know, because I hate to be the bearer of bad news, we're all going to go, okay? When we go, there'll be grief, there'll be mourning, there'll be sadness, and your family might not know what your desire is. If you want to donate your organs, let your people know. It's very important that they understand what your wishes are. So all I'm telling you is that this is the month that it's focused on minority organ donation, but it should be every month. And people like me are so grateful that it happened, and it could happen for so many others. Just be aware of that need, and please do what you can to help it to come to pass. Thank you.
We can do that. Let's give Jim a special round of applause. Come on. Yeah. All right. So our friends from Promise Healthcare are coming up. Talk about the work they're doing in the community. Those of you standing in the back, there's seats up here in the front, like in the classroom. Come on up.
Hello, everyone. We're here to represent Promise Healthcare, tell you a little bit about who we are, what we do, and where we do it. My name is Billy Joe, if you missed that, and this is Rachel, and we're just going to go through a few slides here because we got to be quick per Tracy. We're going to skip a few. So first off, I want to mention our mission because I think it really speaks volumes about our work that we do. So our mission is to improve the health and well-being of the diverse communities that we serve by providing high quality, equitable healthcare to people of all ages. So we do have 4 locations. We're currently working to expand those locations. So we'll go through those briefly here in just a few moments. But just to talk about the history of Francis Nelson and Promise Healthcare, if no one is familiar, I would encourage you to look into that. There's a long history of Francis Nelson serving the community in Champaign and Urbana. It was started in the 1960s as a free clinic by a group of African American activists, and it's transpired to what it is today. So if you're not familiar, I would definitely encourage you to look into that. We have 4 locations. We're going to go over that more in detail about what those locations serve. And then we do have bilingual staff because we are serving a diverse community. Over 25% of our staff are bilingual, and we do use interpreter services as well. We also partner with other community organizations. There's many of you in the room today that we partner with. We appreciate that. So let's talk about, let's see here. What is Promise Healthcare and what we're qualified as?
So Promise Healthcare is a federally qualified health center in our community by delivering high quality, culturally competent, comprehensive care. For Promise, that means offering primary medical care, dental, and behavioral health care, as well as supportive services, such as health education, translation, enabling services, and more than promote access to care. Part of that includes when we have our multiple facilities that we serve, such as South Neal Street for our behavioral wellness departments there. We have counseling and psychiatry services. We also offer integrated care at our local community organizations as well. So Promise Healthcare on Bloomington Road. We have a Rantoul school-based clinic that we offer integrated care at to get medical, behavioral health. We have a dental clinic, and soon we'll be opening up a dental clinic on Kirby Avenue as well. So those are a few different integrated care and federally qualified health centers that we offer in our local community.
All right, so the 4 locations, she briefly mentioned those. We do have our original Francis Nelson Clinic on Bloomington Road, right next to the Dollar General. We also have the Urbana school-based clinic. We have a school-based clinic in Rantoul as well. And then we also have our Neal Street office, which primarily holds our behavioral health services. So on this slide here, this outlines what each of the locations offer. So the majority of them do offer primary care at each of those. And then we are also partnering with the Champaign-Urbana Public Health District. And so starting next month, we'll actually have opening a clinic in the lower level there where we'll be focusing on women's health and prenatal care as well. We are looking to expand to have more services at that location at a later date. But as it stands right now, we plan to be open on Mondays and Wednesdays. And again, we're looking to expand to offer more services there. I would say that when it comes to the behavioral health services, which is a huge need in this community, we don't have a wait list for that, and we do accept ages 5 and up. We take all forms of Medicaid, Medicare, and most private insurances. We realize that a lot of people don't have insurance, so we do offer a sliding fee scale. That sliding fee scale is based off a household income, not individual. So a lot of people qualify for free health care just based off of the sliding fee scale. And we won't turn you away if you owe a bill. So we encourage people to show up because being a federally qualified health center, we cannot turn anyone away. So if you come through our door, we will see you. We are a patient-centered medical home model. This is the model that we're trying to practice at our clinics where we have integrative care. So the goal is to have all of your primary care, behavioral health services, anything that pertains to your overall health, that you can get that all in one location, and so that your providers can collaborate and make sure that everyone is all on the same page when it comes to your treatment plan. I think that's really important because a lot of people don't communicate. If you're getting your services at one location, then you're at another. And so we are all able to pretty much access what your treatment plans are and what the recommendations are for your providers. So a few updates that are not on these slides that I wanted to go over is a really important update starting in, let's see, I guess in the next few months, it's hopeful. We're working on the process of getting our licensing for a new pharmacy at our Francis Nelson location. This is huge for our community because part of that licensing will be able to offer 340B prescription assistance. So that helps for those people that don't have prescription coverage and have a difficult time getting their medications. So that is a working process. Construction is already almost complete. We're essentially just waiting on the licensing process. One thing that's also not mentioned in these slides is that we also offer substance use treatment. So those that are struggling with substance use disorders, we do have supportive services for that as well. So I want to go to this last slide to see if anyone has any questions. Yes, ma'am.
Thanks, Tracy. How are federal cuts likely to affect you, if at all?
That's a great question. So as far as the federal cuts go, I do know that none of our services are going to be impacted as far as what we're going to be able to offer the public. We do get funding from other organizations like the Illinois Primary Healthcare Association. We have the Champaign County Mental Health Board as well, the City of Champaign. I mean, we get funding from a lot of other sources. So I don't foresee that the federal cuts are going to impact the treatment that we can provide to our patients.
Thank you. It's a good reminder because I remember our family practice residency going up to Francis Nelson before it even moved. So what is if somebody needs hospitalization, then what?
Hospitalization for medical or mental health. So that's where a collaboration with your providers really come in hand because we do have a team of people. We all sit in care team pods, so we're not just all separated. We really hone in on the model of integrated services. So if someone needs hospitalization, we will help facilitate that. That looks different for everyone, so can't really go into full-on detail on what that would look like, but that is something that we can help facilitate.
All right, let's give them a round of applause. Thank you. Great job. All right, so our friends from I Read, I Count are coming up. Cheryl's handling that today. Jim, thanks again for coming, brother.
Good afternoon. Hear me okay? It's okay. Good afternoon. I'm Cheryl Beringer, and I'm the coordinator of the I Read, I Count program. We are currently seeking volunteers for this fall's I Count program and next spring's I Read program. I Read, I Count is a community-based program that brings volunteers into Champaign and Urbana elementary schools to work with kindergarten and first grade students, develop foundational math and literacy skills. This is important because research shows that students who struggle in early elementary grades are more likely to face academic challenges, drop out of school, and experience limited career opportunities later in life. But just one consistent adult can flip the script, and that is where the I Read, I Count program comes in. I Read, I Count complements classroom instruction and helps to reinforce crucial skills that students need to experience academic success. I Read, I Count volunteers have helped generate positive outcomes for kindergarten and first grade students in our community. Here's one example. In the Urbana School District, reading scores of participating kindergarten students jumped more than 10% at the conclusion of the I Read program. And every I Read, I Count volunteer helped to make that possible by volunteering just 1 hour a week. This is more than a feel-good program. It's workforce development. It's community revitalization. It's an anti-poverty and anti-violence strategy for our community. It's investing in our future, one child, 1 hour at a time. Are you ready to help a child succeed by volunteering for just 1 hour a week? If so, you'll work with one student at a time, but we'll see 4 to 6 students in 1 hour. You'll complete simple, engaging activities with students. You will volunteer in the same classroom at the same time each week, so you will get to know the students and see their progress. No special background is needed, just a kind heart and commitment. I hear a lot of people say, well, I don't have a background in education. You don't need it. We will train you on how to do all activities prior to working with students. You choose a school and time that works for your schedule. Applications are now being accepted for the iCount program and the iRead program. You can sign up for one or both programs by completing just one application. We are looking for community members who want to make a difference and can spend 1 hour a week in a classroom, such as retirees, college students, and professionals, basically anyone who can donate 1 hour of their time to go into a classroom. Volunteers who are fluent in Spanish or French are encouraged to volunteer at schools with dual language programs. We are currently focusing on the Fall iCount program, which runs from September 29th to December 3rd. The iCount will not run during the week that the school districts are on fall break in October, nor will it operate on the week of Thanksgiving. It's important to note that our application deadline is September 4th. That's 3 weeks from tomorrow, so we're really wanting to get our numbers up and have as many people volunteer as possible in the next 3 weeks. The spring iRead program will focus on basic reading skills, and it will run from March 3rd to March 8th. We're accepting applications for that program now, and we'll accept them all the way up until January 30th. And applications can be found on our website, www.champaigncounty.org/iRead-iCount. One thing that's new to our program this fall is the Donuts for Difference Makers. It encourages businesses who have their employees volunteer in the iCount program. It will reward businesses that have 5 or more iCount volunteers. So as I close, I just want to remind you, you can sign up for one or both programs by completing one application. Our applications can be found at our website. Check out our website for more information or to apply. In the essence of time, I'm not going to take questions right now, but my contact info is found on our website and on the program flyers that we have on the back table. Please reach out to me by email or phone if you have any questions, or if I can assist you in any way, and I will get back to you. Thank you for allowing me to share the iRead iCount program with you this afternoon. Whether you live or work in Champaign or Urbana, there are students waiting for you. Please sign up today. Thank you.
So really important there, right? I know everyone's really critical of our schools and where we are. It takes all of us getting involved and spending the time necessary. So James is going to come up and talk about getting our kids to school, the importance of that, and Dr. James Harton, Unit 4 Schools.
Yay! I'm just joking. Thank you guys very much. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. All right, let's rock and roll. So I'm James Harden. I'm from Champaign Unit 4 School District, and thank you guys so much for all that you do as community partners, and just special shout out to each and every one of you that helped out at the mall Tuesday of last week. We saw a couple thousand people over the course of about an hour and 20 minutes. It's an amazing event. It's very heartwarming, but it's also a little bit sad at the end, because when you get in the car at the end of the day, you realize people waited in a 2-hour line for a couple boxes of crayons. The need is real in our community. Okay, so, but thank you all again for all that you do to support the schools and support the students. Now, I'll probably talk about attendance, but before I do, I want to go into a pop quiz. Now, I'm expecting us as a group, because you're very smart. I think you're my honors class, -1. I'm not going to tell you which one it is. But for the most part, this is my honors class, -1. I'm not going to tell you which one it is. And anyway, I expect you guys to get a 100% on this quiz I'm going to give you right now, okay? So, I'm not going to tell you the answers. Here we go. School started this week. True or false? True. Very good. Look at you all. How about this? 6 Unit 4 students had a perfect ACT score this year. True. Very, very true. Isn't that amazing? if I had permission, I'd give their names, but I haven't spoken with them to get permission. But just know that we have some amazing students because we have some amazing teachers and some amazing support staff and amazing principals and all that stuff. Absolutely. How about this? We have a new internship program this year, and we really are looking for more partners to pair more students with. True or false? Yeah, you should talk to me about that if you have some really cool ideas, and I can probably plug you into the right people in the right places. So that's true or false? That's true, right? How about this one? James is going to talk about attendance. James will probably talk about attendance, absolutely. So let's get into it a little bit. Ooh, school attendance is a community concern. Yeah, only about 17 of you said true to that. I'm going to try this one again. School attendance is a community concern. It actually really is. I say this all of the time, and I don't always have permission to say it, but I'm going to step out anyway. People don't always buy houses. They buy schools. I know I'm right. You don't have to tell me. You don't have to say amen, church. That's very true. People don't buy houses. They often buy schools. And because of that, when school isn't everything the community needs it to be, property values fall. And oftentimes, we as school districts there's some things that we control and there's things that we don't control. We don't get to put all of our information on the Illinois State Board of Education website of all the amazing things that we're doing. We just send in some data, they run some analytics, and they put out a school report card, and they tell us what they think about us. And then John Q. Public, new to the community, gonna move here, types in Champaign School District or Urbana School District, Rantoul, what have you, and they see a school report card that says, oh, your schools are performing at this level, that level, or the other level. And no one really digs in to know, how do we come up with these numbers? What makes a school targeted, commendable, or like truly excelling? Those are all air quotes. So let's talk a little bit how attendance might impact this. Now, attendance does matter. Why? Again, because even though you may or may not have children in school, if you are a resident of a place, you're paying taxes to that school, and your property value depends on a lot on that school. But it's not just about property value. Let's not do that. Let's talk really about the kids and the future and what it means and how every child needs education. Education is the ticket to the middle class. And we'd have a lot fewer triggers being pulled if kids were doing a little bit more up here and learning a little bit more. As Tracy said at the very beginning, the 4 fatalities this summer, those children were not regular school attenders, unfortunately. And I'm not sharing anything that hasn't been said already. Missing just 10 days of school classifies students as chronically absent. That is true. 10 days, they've missed 5% of the school year. When you miss that much school, and it doesn't seem like much because it's not, it's really just 1 day a month. Well, what does that do to you? How does that impact you? Here's how. Because this is a formula that the Illinois State Board of Education uses. And they talk about, and this is from a school, right? This is from a school. Do I have the name of the school? Okay, good. This is from a school. And English language arts proficiency, how they perform on their English language arts test, you know, the big test that we take at the end of the year, et cetera. Math proficiency, and this school is performing pretty well in these spaces. That's worth 7.5%. That's worth 7.5%. So just English and math is 15% of our school report card ranking as to what ranks a school. Growth. From the beginning of the school year to the end of the school, how much growth did that student show, or the students in that grade level show? 25%. 25%, right? So those two factors. How about this one, though? Whoops. 20%. Chronic absenteeism is worth 20% of our school report card. You can see this school is moving all in the right direction. This is all about teaching and curriculum and all of that kind of stuff and parent support and that kind of thing. So we have a little bit of control over this. The one thing that we don't have a lot of control over is this. And I'm just convinced that if more students showed up, not only would this score be higher, these scores would be higher, making that score higher, and instantly, boom, this looks like a very high-functioning school. And it is a high-functioning school. This is a great school. This is a great school. But someone moving to town thinks it's just okay. It's commendable. This is a fantastic school. This right here is the one thing that we need your help with. And we say it every single year. And not just, I'm selfish for Champaign Unit 4, but I'll shout out my friends in Urbana and other school districts as well. We need your help. I've said before, right now our attendance is probably, right now it was 100% the second day of school, or first day for some. But last year we ended at about 90%, which is good. That's an increase, but we're still, y'all, that's not enough. We have 10,500 kids. So that means any given day, there are 1,000 kids not in school from Champaign. Did you do the math on that? Right? We have 10,000 kids. Attendance rate is 90%. Any given day, there are 1,000 kids not in school. It hits different when I say it that way, right? Right. Okay, so these are the only 5 reasons for excused absences. Notice, good deal on a cruise and trip to Disney are not here. Now, I need to tell you something. ISB doesn't care. ISB stands for the Illinois State Board of Education. They don't care. Excused or unexcused does not matter. You are just absent. And I go back to this slide. That bottom, it doesn't care. If you are not in school, you are absent, and ISB doesn't care why. And when they put this together, it doesn't matter if you're absent or not. You just show up as unexcused. I know you can't see this well, but I need a brave person to read this out loud. I'm looking for brave people. There's about to be good, because Andre was about to get volunteered.
I have come to a frightening conclusion that I am the decisive element in this community. It is my personal responsibility to create a welcoming climate of high expectations. My words and works have the power to change things. As a leader, I possess a tremendous power. I can make a child's life miserable or joyous. I can be a tool of torture or an instrument of inspiration. I can humiliate, humor, help, hurt, or heal. In all situations, it is my actions that decide whether a child humanized or dehumanized and whether or not they want to come to school each day.
Thank you. And thank you for reading that. I stand on this. I stand strongly on this. And I've had our administrators read through this multiple times. I think I missed the word is somewhere at the bottom. I think it's a typo. But it's up to us all. You have the power in what you say and what you do. You are all leaders. That's what brought you into this room, which means you have influence. Please, 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 pretty please, help us influence our entire community about the importance of coming to school. And I say this all the time. Every student, every day, no exceptions. Thank you guys so much for your time.
Yeah, thanks, James. Really, really important information. I'm excited. James and then Dion and I in Urbana Schools are going to be meeting to really talk about a comprehensive approach to the community around school attendance. And so please, please look out for that, and let's do what we can. All right, so we've got information sharing. I've got a lot of you, so I need you to be concise and to the point. There's flyers on the back table. And so I'm going to mess with the order a little bit. So Michelle's going to be really quick to talk about Rosecrans, and I think there's a flyer on the back.
There is. Good afternoon. I'm just going to take a couple moments of your time. At the end of this month is going to be a International Overdose Awareness Month. Day. And we're going to be hosting International Overdose Awareness Day Luminary Walk. I don't know if you necessarily know that the U.S. actually has the highest rate of overdose deaths in the entire world. Did you know that in Champaign County, that of the overdose deaths, it affects 50% of the Black population? Did you know that the age over 45 are the ones that are most affected by overdoses? The International Overdose Awareness is actually a global movement to end overdose in in our communities. And essentially what you'll see is a lot of purple. You'll see a lot of information and education, but what you'll also see is that we're going to host a luminary walk. And at this luminary walk, this is going to be an opportunity for the community. We're inviting the community to obviously to walk. Sorry, I can't read with these. I got to move these off. Sorry. I need the bifocals. You're invited to walk and honor and recognize loss due to overdose. And essentially what we are really, while we are the host, we understand that as a community, it takes all of us. Many organizations in this room do lots of really good work to help those, to help support the families, to provide education, to provide the supplies, to fight the stigma, to make that education, to provide hope. And we really would hope we would like to invite our individuals of the community as well as our partner organizations, because as a community, we're the only ones that obviously collectively together would we be able to end overdose in Champaign. So again, it's a little purple flyer and it's on the back table, has the details. Also my name and phone number if you have any questions. Again, that's going to be Thursday, October 28th. It's going to be at 9 o'clock. It's going, August 28th. Don't confuse me, please. That happens too easily. August 28th, Thursday, 9 o'clock, and we hope to see you there. Thank you.
All right. So Donna's going to be really quick to talk about our Black Mental Health and Wellness Conference.
I don't know if that's any different. Okay, better. All right, I'm not going to repeat everything, though, because that's the most important thing. Please register. It's Saturday, September the 20th. It's at Parkland College. It's free. We've got fantastic speakers. I still need more volunteers, so if you can volunteer in any capacity, please see myself or Michael. Probably not Tracy, just see me or Michael. So that's really it. Go back to the last slide so you can see the little flyer. But September the 20th at Parkland. I won't go over the speakers. I don't really think there's anything else to say.
No, not today.
Okay, one more thing, just one more time. I'm going to say, please register and share. That's it. Thank you. My name is Donna Tanner Harold. He didn't say that, so just in case you didn't know who I am, you know now. Thank you.
All right, our friends from Faces are here, and they are going to go through really, really quickly for me.
Yeah, let me go through 15 slides really quickly. I'll try. But so for everybody who didn't hear from the back, we're with the Illinois Center for Family and Community Engaged STEAM. We are a part of a much broader mission that oftentimes has failed more times than not, to particularly be able to research, teach, and learn and provide sustainable outreach primarily in Black and Brown communities is under the Public Engagement Department of the university. And that being said, because I'm going to be keeping it brief, I'll keep it real brief to 3 particular words that I want you to remember when it comes down to thinking about what Faces does. For, in, and with. I'm going to problematize the first 2, and I'm going to get you to fall in love with the last one. So, for is something I want you to associate particularly with indirect engagement. That's that idea of, I can come in and be a savior for a community that I'm not a part of. I will do this for that community, but oftentimes without that community. I don't think that I have to go into particular examples. Sadly, I'm pretty sure every one of the organizations has seen how the university can deposit onto the community without its actual involvement. Then there is an in in the community component. Yes, I maybe came to your event. I went to the Don Moyer Boys and Girls Club, did something for a year, and then forgot about you. Left you out to dry, made it so that our kids had just enough time to be able to get attached, and then immediately we detached because, oh, this professor got their tenure, the study is over, XYZ. And then the last one, which is WIF, I love WIF, is when you are guided by the community itself. And thankfully, we have worked a lot of times with you all. H3 being my personal favorite, but I would love if Dream decides to kick their butt tomorrow and we have the best competition ever between all of the folks that are guiding us, because we are only a microphone to who we work with. So what does some of that look like? This, not gonna go into it. I'm supposed to only have 5 minutes. Cool. So how do we do that work? So the Illinois Center for Family and Community Engaged STEAM says, maybe the university doesn't need to drive everything, but instead, and this is a quote that I like to use very often, I'd rather be Robin Hood for the hood whenever possible. So that means if I need to pair Illinois Public Media with someone at the College of Media with the local nonprofit that's doing awesome work, then cool, I'm gonna hit Jill and say, let's go over there. Or if I need to be able to pair, let's say, the College of Chemistry or my St. Elmo Brady team with a Science of Violence unit, which is something that we're actually developing, I'm gonna then hit Aja Lee up and say, hey, this is where that work should continue to be. And then we're gonna even look at it and use our researchers, primarily from the College of Education, though we are housed in the College of Engineering, to look about how to be able to make that sustainable. So again, we don't forget the community and instead are driven by it. And we've done that in a few really key places, and I'm particularly talk about how we've been able to make it sustainable. For one, has been with Chi-C, which is a program that I particularly run, Chicago Science and Engineering, which, because a lot of Illinois Center for Family and Community Engaged STEAM is statewide, so the south side of Chicago was a really huge part of the work that we had to do. A lot of us are from there, a lot of us have relationships to there. And then an Imagine STEM is a family engaged unit where we were able to both have parents participate in the students' learning. We're providing food. We have work with folks like material science, bring them into the community, and again, make it sustainable. We do that alongside Dream primarily. We'll have some information in the back. Please make sure to come out and also just support Dream because they're dope. And we have been funded by a couple of different offices, OVCDEI, Office of the Vice Chancellor, Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and have been a long time part of the compact and the Chancellor's Call to Action. And exist again as a part of something that's much bigger. But some of the noteful units that I want you to be able to be thinking about, which maybe you have heard, is iSTEM, St. Elmo Brady, Material Sciences. Those are all us under a slightly different face. We out here. It's beautiful. And that's what Faces Center oftentimes is, their community connector unit. And some of those same units can be you if you work on campus or off campus. We love our affiliates. And that's where we sit in more broadly. But to become an affiliate, I would like to let Rocio take a single minute to let you know how to do that.
A single minute. Okay, so I'll make it brief. We have stuff in the back with more information. I guess I just wanted to highlight the importance of our partnerships. Where's that at? Oh, is that one back? Yeah, so highlight the importance of our partnerships and how key it is for us to enhance the partnerships and then the missions throughout our community, not just at the university. I guess also there's different levels of partnerships, which we have collaborators and affiliates. There are our current partners at the moment. So depending on where you want to be, there's different levels, like I said. And one of the benefits is mutual support, resource sharing, increased visibility, and innovation and collaboration. And you have a presence on our website. So I brought some forms that are in the back if you'd like to fill one out and hand it to Trey or I before you leave. Some partnering interest forms, and then you get more information. So I guess anyone interested, if you can if you have any additional tips or suggestions to give us in order to bridge that gap from the university with us, that's one of the important things. So that's the entire purpose of FACES. Thank you.
All right, let's give them a round of applause. They're here to answer questions for you. Daniel, come on up. Bud's going to talk about Scott Bennett Day really quick.
I'm Bud with the State's Attorney's Office. Just wanted to make sure everyone here is aware that a week from this Friday is the third annual Scott Bennett Family Resources Day. It's something that we organize every year where we get together about 40 different organizations from the community. It's great for not just community members to come in and take advantage of those resources, but for some of the presenters to get together, just like in this room, and really see what's out there. So again, it's at Lincoln Square Mall a week from this Friday, August 22nd it is, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Hope to see you there. Thanks.
So one of my favorite organizations that we've been able to help support and build is A Cry for You. Shalonda's here, and she's going to quickly announce their activity.
Hello, everyone. My name is Shalonda Weatherall. I'm from A Cry for You, and if you're not familiar with that, that is a group that was founded by Bonnie Miller, and it's a group, grief support group for moms of gun violence victims. On September the 28th, we will be holding our second annual gala, and there's going to be entertainment. We will have a gun violence survivor as our speaker, and we would like to invite you all out if you're not doing anything for that evening. Actually, it starts at 3, so it's early, and you can get in and get out. Tickets are $40. We also have raffle tickets that we will be raffling off that evening. And those tickets are $5 a piece, or 6 for $5. I do have some information back there on the table, or you can catch me before we leave today if you want some more information. Thank you.
All right, Daniel, you grab the mic there, turn it on. You got 2 minutes, brother. Thank you.
Hi, Dan Sapphire, City of Champaign Planning and Development. If you think Tracy saved the best for last, prepare to be disappointed. I did want to come today to ask for your help to help get out the word for the second round of the city's small business program grants. This is a program for reimbursement grants that the city does in partnership with the Champaign County Economic Development Corporation. We help reimburse people who are looking to start a business or have a business that is under 2 years old, or who are looking to grow their business. A little bit of information. We last year provided up to $10,000 reimbursement for new businesses, up to $20,000 reimbursement for growing businesses. Costs like one-time capital investments like buying a car, if you have a driving school, buying a printer for your business, bookkeeping and HR costs if you wanted to expand your team, accounting, basically any type of cost that could be used to start or grow your business. But operating costs like rent, payroll, and inventory, unfortunately, are not eligible for this program. The goal is really to grow businesses, grow employment, grow tax revenues, and create a more equitable, socioeconomically equitable business climate. These are some of the awardees from last year. They continue to receive reimbursement throughout the year and up until next January. They've received different funding levels, but if you haven't visited the Scratching Post, that's a cat cafe on University Avenue. Gerald Boyce at Golden Opportunity Driving School helps students get their driver's license, especially if you're from another country where they don't drive as much as we do here. If you get your taxes prepared locally, I'd consider you to encourage reaching out to Monica Beardsley. She's at Monica's Accounting and Tax Services. She has a PhD in business administration, which I had never heard of. I'd always heard of MBAs, but never PhDs. She is awesome, yes. This is what we've reimbursed so far this year. Most of this is going towards minority-owned business enterprises. The capital reimbursement has been particularly heavy in this round. So the timeline is, I want you guys to all, if you would, grab a flyer in the back. If you know someone who owns a business or is looking to start a business, to share this with them. There's a QR code. It will have updated information in September. City Council is going to launch this program in September. We'll have an application period for about a month, grade those applications, and announce awardees in November. That's all I have.
Right, let's give Daniel his round of applause. Did Oz make it in, first followers? All right. Shine the block.
Okay, so real quick. First followers, H3, I can't name all the organizations. Dream, we Courage Connection Races. We're doing an event called Shine the Block. So we're going to be at Oakwood Trace Apartments this weekend from 1 until 5, maybe later, because the whole thing is we're going to help clean the neighborhood. We're going to be picking up trash, trimming bushes, just anything that we need to beautify the neighborhood. And the reason why some of you don't know is because we've focused in on getting the residents to come out and help. So we have canvassed Oakwood Trace as well as the surrounding homes to get everybody to come out and help. And then we've reached out to Blueprint partners to come and provide resources. This is about the neighborhood. It's about shining the love and community back into the block. I've heard so many people say we canvassed this weekend. I don't know if I want to go there. We need to go there. We need to show up there. We need to show them that we're community and we're there for them. So shine the block. Come out. We'll be on Burr Oak, that is right by Wesley Park. And we'll be there, barbecue, hang out, clean up, show us some love, right? Show them some love. Show us, because it's Champaign and we need to love each other. So.
All right. So I do apologize to everyone. I'm trying to get everyone in, right? And it's really too much. But I really would like to do less information and give people more time, but there's just too many great things happening in our community that folks have to know about. So I apologize to folks for cutting you short. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna do. Right, so you can always come back. I'll get you back on the agendas. I'm about 2 months out right now. So, okay, September, juvenile justice issues, please pass the word. We need everybody in the room. Everybody has a role. We need the support, the connection, the resources for our youth, right? We believe in unconditional love and support, even though some folks may do things that you question, if we still should be investing in them. And the answer to that is yes, right? And so thank you for all that you do. We've got a tremendous community, but we got to fight for it, right? So school's starting back, volunteer, I read, I count. There's a number of ways for you to be involved in the schools and support, work with families, support them, and just peace and love to you, and thank you for all that you do. So have a good month.